I have so much news to share with you today. I'm going to give it to you in piecemeal. The first one comes last night. 60 Minutes showed for the first time Erez Reuveni, the face of the whistleblower who told us that the Department of Justice Attorney Chief M.L. Bouvet, who's currently a Court of Appeals judge, thanks to the Republicans in the Senate that continue to rubber stamp Donald Trump's most troublesome picks, that he was routinely instructing Department of Justice lawyers to lie to courts, to not tell the truth. And it comes a time in every lawyer's career when they have to decide whether to do the right thing. And Erez Reuveni chose to be honest when he stood before a district court judge, Paula Zenas, and was asked when Kilma Garcia sued for being sent, representatives being sent to El Salvador, despite the fact that he had an immigration judge order in 2017 saying he wasn't to be sent to El Salvador because there's a credible fear of persecution. And Arez Reuveni chose to be honest and say it was a mistake. When he left the courtroom, one of his fellow attorneys asked him, Drew Ensign, how come you didn't say that Kilma Garcia was the MS-13 member? And Mr. Reuveni was like, because he's not, and I'm going to be honest to the court. Yeah. Drew Ensign, I've told you about him before. He's the Department of Justice attorney that continuously lied in front of Judge Jim Boasberg in the District Court of Judge. When the judge asked Drew Ensign, do you know of any plans of planes to deport Venezuelan men to El Salvador? Because Donald Trump on March 14th issued this Alien Enemies Act. And Jim Boasberg, who's an expert, was like, I don't think that's a proper use. So I'm hoping that he didn't send people up. Drew Ensign lied, according to Arez Reuveni, the whistleblower. He said that Drew Ensign was part of the meeting with M.L. Bouvet when M.L. Bouvet said, do not tell the truth, that there are going to be challenges and we're going to send them anyway. That's contempt. This man is a judge, the contemptuous man, thanks to the senators. Anyway, so bravo to Mr. Reuveni. Bravo, go watch that 60 Minutes expose. And by the way, if you've already been following me and other court reporters like Anna Bowers, Mueller, she wrote, Kyle Cheney, Cal Griffin, Josh Bernstein, Gerstein, of Politico. We've been telling you guys these things, that they routinely put things in the docket. They routinely lie. From the time they were trying to say Elon wasn't a member of DOJ, and there was this woman named, some other person. They're constantly lying. And so that was great for 60 Minutes to expose that. But then the other thing that 60 Minutes revealed was there is a professor in New York Law School. And again, watch that expose. I will play some of it on the outro of this. The school found that, the journal found that they reviewed thousands of court documents. After reviewing thousands of court documents, they discovered there were dozens of times when judges appointed by Republican presidents, Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, and Donald Trump, and judges appointed by Democrat presidents, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, all were saying that it looks like the Department of Justice is lying and intentionally misleading the court in violation of the duty of candor that attorneys owe the tribunals and owe the judicial system. Like it was purposeful. And they have examples of it. But we've been saying that the Department of Justice has hemorrhaged a lot of its qualified routine. And Department of Justice, if you don't know, is one of those entities. It's not supposed to be political. It's not supposed to be the president's personal lawyer. How do you know that? Because the Department of Justice during Joe Biden's term indicted and prosecuted Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. And that just tells you the difference. We're not the same. Donald Trump would never have the Department of Justice prosecute one of his children because he has no principles and he thinks he's in power. They put him in power just to shake down and extort private entities, to be a personal vendetta agent, to aggrieve his people, go after his political enemies, and then for him to just grift So that's all he's been doing between selling crypto, making money off of various different deals. His kids, his sons are just making money. It's a criminal enterprise, Donald Trump is. And he has a band of loyal, unqualified sycophants to do whatever he says, that don't have experience and will never ever rein him in or say no to him or give him any guardrails, like how he had the first term when he had people who were principal, who were the guardrails, who kept him from his most whatever. So yeah. So go watch the interview. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I don't want this video to go long. You can go watch it yourself. But just trust me on this. It's a good one. It's
the first time that your face has been seen in such a public way. And I wonder if that concerns you.
It does. At the same time, I think about what we're losing in this moment. I think about why I went to the Department of Justice to do justice. And I took an oath to uphold and defend the Constitution. And my view of that oath is I need to speak up and draw attention to what has happened to the department, what is happening to the rule of law. I would not be faithfully abiding by my oath if I stayed silent right now.
Yeah, and kudos to Mr. Ravine for showing his face, especially in this era of violence, in this era of political violence, an era of retribution, an era where people are upset with someone, they take it out in the most heinous ways. So I'm proud of him. I'm also proud of you for following independent journalists, because if you had been, you would have been known about this. And I'm glad that the mainstream media, because 60 Minutes, 60 Minutes, they're catching up. And yeah, so some good news. Anyway, stay tuned. Okay, I want you to stay tuned because I am also going to be sharing with you some updates regarding the invasion by Donald Trump's and the Chicago and Portland cases. Really critical updates that actually kind of tells you a little bit about the lies that they've been telling in the dockets. There's more about that. Oh my God. And I'm also going to give you an update on Kilma Garcia, how he's beating the Trump administration on two fronts. So stay tuned for those two examples at least. And now some other updates, because there's just so much stuff. There are a lot of wins for us this week. And yeah, so I'm excited to bring them to you. Yeah, anyway, so JJ Legal, each one teach one. If you'd like to support me, the easiest way you can do this is share this video. It's free. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me if you're watching this on another social media platform. Yeah, so that's the easiest, cheap way. Now, if you want something in exchange for your support, you can go and get my Know Your Rights card, which I sell for just $1. You can share with other people. I have a case tracker to help you keep track of the cases that I talk about. I sell legal templates for mixed status families, content creators, and just family. These are legal documents. If you were to get them on your own, you'd be paying thousands of dollars. And then I also have merch. So some of my sample merch just came in. This is my Each One Teach One mug, because a lot of times I say Each One Teach One. And this is I am a big fan of human rights, and this video is dedicated to human rights, the human rights of those 230 men who were sent to CCOT to be tortured. If you don't know by now, they are subject to a class. So Jim Boasberg certified them as a class. So their interests are being represented. So they're all represented by a lawyer. So I think that's one thing you should know. And you should also know, again, I'm going to tell you about the updates for Kilma Abrego. And yeah, so there's a lot of human rights violations. And there's some exposés. They said the Trump administration extrajudicial killing of boats. That's going to come to an end soon. If not, there are going to be some hell to pay. And that's why the general, the top military commander leading operation in Caribbean decided to quit, because he was like, I'm not going down with y'all. Because at the end of the day, he saw the writing on the wall, because he knows they're doing the judicial killing and they don't have evidence whatsoever. They're just blowing up people. So brother was like out. Yeah. And we also know that a couple of other updates. Oh, the Kilma Abrego thing, that's coming out. It's coming out that Marco Rubio decided to betray informants who are members of the MS-13 gang to send them to Bukele. So that's a major scandal. It's one of, like, I think we're up to scandal number 567, if not 789. There's every day, every week, there's a new scandal. This administration is the most corrupt, the scandalous, the most inept, the most, like, lawless, I think, in history, in a long time. We never can imagine we get here, but we are here. And so, yeah, but I'm keeping you in the know. JJ Legal, Each One Teach One. Share this video. Let other people know what's going down, and keep up the good fight. I'm confident. I'm still confident. I know a lot of people are hopeless. I'm confident that there's going to be end. The end is near. You watch my videos. If you're not new here, watch my videos. I talk a lot about the extent to which I believe that we're on the out end, and it's possible that this guy's not even going to make it 2 terms. Not necessarily because he eats Big Macs and he's unhealthy and he's falling apart. Not just for that reason, but because I'm hopeful that people are standing up and we can, at minimum, at earliest, perhaps even earlier, midterm, get enough senators, kick the Republican senators out, because they're responsible for this. You cannot let them not have to fix their accountability for not reining in Donald Trump and for greenlighting his bullshit is to vote them all out of office. Next, and then that'll signal to everyone that we're not taking this shit. Jay Lee, what you want to share this video?